When a Roman legion advanced through enemy territory, the scouts on horseback went in the vanguard. Next came the engineers and their tool carts, and finally the rest of the legionaries and auxiliaries. After a hard day's march, the scouts had to find a location to set up camp for the night. The location had to be as flat and clear as possible, and close to a source of drinking water. When they found a suitable site, they sent one of their members to meet the legion and guide it to the chosen place. The first to arrive were the engineers and surveyors who had to validate the location of the future camp. With the go-ahead, the surveyors began by marking with a flag the location of the command center, which would be the central point of the camp. Then they drew two perpendicular axes, called Via Principalis and Via Decumana, and the perimeter of the fortifications. Meanwhile, the scouts kept watch over the surroundings to avoid any surprise attacks. By then, the rest of the Legion members would have arrived, and unloading their supplies, they would get ready to begin the work. Some of the legionaries were in charge of clearing the vegetation in the area, cutting down trees and removing bushes. In addition, a small strip of land was also cleared so that no enemy could attack the camp without being spotted. Afterwards, they would dig a ditch around the perimeter delimited by the flags placed by the engineers. This would be the camp's first defensive line. After clearing the entire area, a palisade about 6 feet high, 1.8 meters, was raised, with 4 doors at the ends of the 2 axes that crossed the camp. Finally, several watchtowers were built along the fortifications. Once the defensive work was finished, the Legion's tribune's tent was raised, right in the center of the camp. The legionaries would then set up their tents, one for every 8 soldiers, along with space for their weapons, pack animals, and slaves. The camp could be completed in about 2 hours, and its size varied depending on the number of legions in the army, from 20 hectares to 50. About 5% of the men stood guard on the palisades, alert for any threat, while the rest prepared dinner and slept. The execution of this construction gave a good example of the training and discipline of the legions. Normally, it served to deter anyone from attacking the camped army. But sometimes, Rome's enemies decided to storm the fortifications.
We're under attack!
The enemy retreats. Today the Legion can finally rest.